Hey everybody, welcome to Painting Happy Little Minis, where we paint miniatures happily. I'm Rick.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Gretchen.
And we are going to be continuing the basing techniques that we started on Tuesday.
Yep.
Dave gave us a lot of good intel on how to make a nice little skull mound like I have here, using some green stuff. As
They're just so cute.
They are adorable.
They're so tiny.
Yep.
They're just so small.
Tiny skulls. Tiny, tiny skulls.
Nothing cuter.
Yep.
And
exactly.
We have Gretchen, as we all know, with us today. And Dave brought in some bases that he had pre-made, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So I went home. I thought, what can Gretchen work on Thursday? So I
Minecraft squares.
Minecraft squares,
But
exactly.
in real life.
So I got some 50mm square bases from Games Workshop, and because they don't use these anymore.
Oh, okay.
No more square bases.
Oh,
It's a
nice.
shame. But and then put some texture down. So some of that sand that we were using on Tuesday,
Right.
glued it in place, primed it, and now Gretchen is going through stippling and dry brushing and messing around with one of the squares. There's another square there for her to work on.
Nice.
I'm going to make it beautiful.
Nice. Nice. I am applying some of the Citadel texture paint Martian iron crust
Okay.
Ooh.
to the base of the Tyrant here. I was thinking about picking up some of the Armageddon dunes
Okay.
because they're one of the technical paints. It's kind of a greenish yellow,
Nice.
but I wasn't exactly sure what the texture would be like, and I was a little bit worried that the yellow would be a little bit too much like all of the skulls that he has on his skirt.
Okay.
So I went for the iron crust, Martian iron crust, which is a lovely rusty red
Nice.
color, but it should. I'm basically slapping it on really thick here with a just the end of my sculpting tool, and hopefully it'll dry like a dried lake bed,
Okay.
kind of cracked earth kind of feel.
Nice.
But yeah,
It looks pretty cool.
so that's what I'm doing there.
Happy little, instead of happy little trees, it's happy little pebbles.
Nice. You picking out each one individually?
We're going more the happy accident route.
Nice. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's a little bit faster than
natural.
picking them out individually.
Nice.
So definitely cool.
I was going to say hi to everybody that's in the chat, from Clive, Carl, Steve, Walter, Colin, Chris, James. I think James was in there. Jason's there.
Excellent.
Everybody is with us. And then
Hello,
over
everybody.
on Twitch, we've got Game Trade Media.
Hello, Game Trade Media. And Chronicles of the Coast.
We love Game
nice.
Trade Media
The
too.
Mondium Blood God. Excellent. So,
One day Twitch will be filled with people. They won't know what they're doing there, but it'll be filled with
They'll be
people.
like, why? How did we end up on this platform?
That's
Nice.
weird. They talk real good. We'll stick around. What's that them there they're painting?
who's that guy with the goofy accent? He's Australian. No,
Rick.
the other one.
Oh. The one that sounds like he's
That's what I'm here
Canadian?
for. While I'm letting the Martian iron crust dry in the base of the Tyrant here, see how it's nice and sort of thick and that, so it should give us some good cracking, hopefully. I thought I'd show off some of the other bits and pieces that I brought in,
Yeah,
basing wise.
that'd be cool.
Cool.
And I also brought, I went to the store last night and picked up some of the cracking medium.
All right. Okay.
So I thought that would be kind of fun to mix and show too.
Yep.
I don't know why I got these. I feel like that cracking medium would look cool with these like brighter colors popping through, like the lava, like the one guy did maybe,
Yep.
or like just energy. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yep.
Experiment.
So, yeah, I think I must have forgotten as well. I can't remember who posted the cool
The lava legs.
lava legs. So yeah, part of the I guess, Legion of the Damned model for 40K. But yeah, this Crackle Medium from Vallejo. I think yeah, you can mix it into any of the paints that you like. So it'll give you kind of a result a little bit like the Martian Iron Crust is going to give us. Okay. But yeah, if you put something else underneath it, like reds and oranges and yellows, and you mix it with some black, you'll get a great lava crust sort of crack.
It does the thing.
Sort of thing,
yes.
Which would be nice. Oh, question on Facebook.
All right. I was just thinking, for those of us who have only taken up the hobby, do you have any suggestions on how to make the bases more interesting without buying extra paints?
Take
Sure.
stuff from outside.
Yep, stuff from outside, actually.
Well,
I'll hand that back to you.
In the chat, some people have already kind of dropped it, and one of them is white glue and sand, like we did on Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So not at all Elmer's glue, but so there we go. Guess we're not sponsored by them. Ah, hide it. So yeah, something like white glue is good. Super glue will help stick anything that you put on there nice and fast. I talked about. I think I showed some pieces of. Where are they? There we go. Pieces of slate on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we have those. Nice, but an alternative to slate is bark. So these bark chips, you usually get them in, do people use them?
In mulch.
In mulch. Yeah, you can find them all over the place. So nice. Very easy to get. And of course, if you don't like to spend a lot of time outside, you can buy them in bags from your local garden center.
What's funny is, I imagine that when your neighbors do like any gardening in their little front plots that they might have or whatever, and then they're like coming out with a broom to shoo you away because you're out there picking out the best.
Get away, Dave. Get away.
The best part.
The best parts of their.
Well, I was
garden.
thinking, how cool would it be to like, if you go on vacation to like Ocean City or something, for example, or Florida, and you go and you pick up, you bring a little bit of sand with you and stuff. Not only like do you get cool stuff for your bases, but also it's like a souvenir.
Yep.
Yay.
It's definitely a connection. Rick was saying that he was hoping that somebody would send him Michigan dirt.
No, I did not say that.
Big bags of Michigan dirt. 60-pound bags, I think he was saying.
Okay, if we're going to be specific.
From the UP?
Oh, God, no.
No?
Ugh. From the Tequamanon Falls.
Tequamanon Falls.
That's intense.
On the banks of the river there at the Tequamanon Falls. Bring me some of that dirt.
Okay.
It's very red clay.
Okay. Yeah.
Just make sure you're always bringing back legal dirt.
And does it smell of your child?
My childhood, yeah, it does.
Yep. Yes.
Disclaimer.
Make sure the dirt is legal.
Don't just.
What I wanted was sand from the beach of Perdido Key in Florida.
Okay.
Because that stuff is crazy cool.
So that or the Michigan stuff.
Right, all the Michigan
either way.
stuff. Yeah, either way.
But I thought I would also show a few other things. A little while ago, quite a while ago now actually, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I picked up a box of basing materials from Gale Force 9. So in this box, they have a whole bunch of different types of flocks. There's one that I've used a lot, obviously.
Oh, absolutely.
I really like that one. There is like clump foliage. Yeah.
Nice. That looks like just sponge foam.
That is pretty much sponge foam, dyed sponge foam.
Nice.
Which are great for little shrubs. This one here is a very fine sort of powder, which would be great for like a swampy kind of base.
Okay.
Sort of sprinkle it on the top of some water effects.
My homeland.
Yeah, actually, it'd be perfect for that. For the bayou. Here's one that I haven't opened yet. So obviously I haven't used this one.
What is it?
It is ash waste flock. So I think it's the same sort of texture as the one I was talking about there, the swampy flock.
Okay.
But it's grey.
More volcanic.
No, it's probably more sort of concrete.
Oh, okay.
Dust kind of look.
Okay.
But yeah, so you can add additional texture to your city bases, that kind of thing. Here are some more foliage in a autumn colours.
Nice.
Some lovely bright green flock.
Is that the kind of, what's the kind where I've seen where people have taken and they like put a layer of glue or whatever, and then they almost like air blow it onto it, so it looks like grass.
Yeah, yeah. So you can do that with this. This is like lots of really tiny. You can see the fine strands in there. Very tiny strands of. It's like fiberglass.
Okay.
But yeah, tiny colored strands. There are reds and yellows and greens mixed in through there.
So
but yeah, you can use a. Oh, sorry, you going to say?
I say, so don't use that where anyone's previously vacuumed.
Yes, definitely not. But yeah, you can use a static flock applicator.
Okay.
So basically, it uses or it creates a electromagnetic field.
Okay.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Something like that.
Some sort of field. But it
Like
shoots the static flock through there, and when it hits the glue, it's standing on end.
Right.
That's cool.
So it's standing up tufted. So you can apply that just normally, just sort of sprinkle it on, but using a static flock applicator is another way to do it.
Nice.
Or there's like a really dry grass, dry summer grass kind of look. But yeah, lots and lots and lots of cool things. And of course, there's the one that decided to open up in the box.
Yeah, it's such a pretty color.
It is.
Very fall.
It's got some great stuff in there. But now half of it's in the box.
Walter is wondering, is O scale same as 28 millimeter?
Oh, that's a good question. The best place I would go, the place that I would go to get the best answer on that is the Googles.
The Googles?
The Googles.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, we got a lot going on the on Twitch and YouTube as well. I didn't even.
Oh my goodness.
Who's that? Demon Halt says I'm definitely going to try some crackle medium on some Space Marines. Ross says, Dave, do you know if you can achieve the same finish of technical paints using alternative methods?
Yeah, pretty much. It depends on the type of technical paint, really. So this one is going to crack to give us that sort of cracked texture. So the crackle medium that Rick purchased is good for that. I'll throw that under the close cam again. There we go. So they've laid a crackle medium. This is quite thick, and it has a little extra sort of grainy texture.
Okay.
So you might want to mix in a little bit of the PVA glue plus some very fine sand.
Okay.
To mimic that. Some of the other technical paints like Sterling Battle Mire or Sterling Mud.
Okay.
Have they end up as a grainy texture, pretty much like this. So you can either do that by gluing sand to the base, or you can mix sand with PVA glue and the paint color to mimic that result.
Nice.
So there's lots of ways to do it. There are a bunch of different ways to do it, but they're all a little bit of extra work.
Okay.
So you balance it. Do you have the time to do it, or do you like the convenience of this? Obviously, this color, I can pick up another bottle in a year's time, and it should be around the same color.
Nice.
So I don't have to worry about what the mix is and
Okay.
that sort of approach. But yeah, certainly doing it yourself, absolutely fine.
Okay.
Pass me some glue.
Certainly. Which glue would you like? Super glue?
Whatever glue for foliage.
Yep, we'll go with the super glue there for the little clumps. I'm going to put this over in front of us.
All right.
There we go, in case Gretchen wants to grab any of those.
Mike
making
says,
it
hi all from
beautiful.
Milwaukee, working on Electro Cultists, Blackstone Fortress.
Oh, excellent. Yep.
today.
The NEVERBORN cultists. They
Hello
were very
all,
cool.
thanks for joining. That's coming from Game Trade Media. Just want to let everyone know. I've made a container of ready-to-go basing mix.
Different flocks, tea, and sand for color variation and texture.
Nice.
Excellent. Do you paint it after that? Or has it got the color that you're after, I guess? Because some people like to do it that way, which is cool.
Facebook crashed over for Chris. Sorry, Chris.
No.
Sounds like something a vampire would request. It's better here. Okay. Evie, no, that's coming from Jacob.
We really have to get him to wear his glasses.
I gotta buy in.
Technically, I should be wearing glasses too.
As well?
Yeah.
I've taken to wearing mine all the time now.
So my glass.
Oh, good. Excellent. I don't usually paint it after. Okay. So that's, again, can give you a very quick sort of approach. Glue down, sprinkle on your basing mix, put it to the side. Very cool. So, yeah, if that's... do you know if we have his Nighthaunt model?
We do, I believe.
Excellent. So we'll get to take a look at that,
Yeah.
which is very cool. Something else that I brought in to show. So it's a company called SCHRUMPF.
Never heard of that.
They do a lot of stuff for diorama building and model train
Okay.
sort of segments. But I'm going to pull out here. This particular box has 4 different sheets in it.
Ooh.
Of sort of tufted, like sheets of tufted grass with little sort of granules on there to make it look like a flowery field.
Oh, cool.
Adorable.
Yep. And so you can snip out little sections of it. I'll just put that in there. You can trim those off, or you could use large areas of it. But for the larger your base is, the better it is to sort of apply a few more textures to it.
Throwing plants around. Don't mind me.
Yeah, right. No worries.
Richard Tyler says,
Surprise tumbleweed. It's okay.
we got some other comments on Facebook here too. It's like Byron was saying that fish tank rocks are fun to use.
Yep.
Richard says, I used blue and black broken glass on my Shadows of Brimstone bases.
Right.
Clive says the bark looks like doggy doo on the camera. Dollar Tree has some cool craft goodies if you want to get some stuff on the cheap.
Yep.
With the bark, do you not worry about it rotting or anything?
No, these particularly, well, I'll go back to say, if you do pick it up off the ground, out in the garden.
Bake it.
Bake it, yeah. So put it on a cookie sheet, throw it in the oven.
Burn it.
No, don't burn it. But just put it in there at like 150, 160 degrees Fahrenheit, whatever that is, Celsius.
Make some cookies while you're at it.
Make some cookies while you're at it. But yeah, low and slow is the way to go.
Mini Painting Studio says, pretty basic stream today.
Yeah. No, that's enough of the dad jokes. That's Rick's area.
Walter says, shout out if you want to be a pro, sign up, Mini Painting Studio has openings. Rad Algren, again, cool name.
Love the name, yep.
Are you coming to Origins this year? Yes. Most of us will be there in some capacity.
Which means Rick and probably other people, but not me.
Wow. We haven't had that discussion. If we want to have that talk, we probably should have that talk.
We probably should have that
David.
talk. I'm just projecting.
I just show up where they tell me to go.
Yeah. I just think, what are all the other shows I'd like to go to with Rick?
I never know where
And
I'm
the team.
going.
All of them.
And it's like, hey, can I get... No? Okay.
Well, we're going to work on that.
Enjoy that.
Are these
haven't been to
bases
Columbus,
durable
Ohio.
enough for weekly D&D tabletop games, 8 to 12 hour sessions?
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're having 8 to 12 hour D&D game sessions, you're awesome.
Takes me back to high school.
Right?
That'd be fun. Like a live streamed 24-hour session.
Leona's like, no. We have done a 24-hour live stream for charity before.
Yeah, wouldn't that be fun for charity?
We could cycle through the folks who are on the
Yeah.
switcher, like 2 hours at a time.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like, oh, and this party stopped for the night. at an inn because they were tired, and then all of a sudden look at these other adventurers who've stopped at the same inn.
I was going to say on the other side of the planet.
Yeah. Ooh, and somehow the stories are actually interconnected. See, we're on this.
Yep.
We're good.
You guys are killing me.
It's half written already.
Your mind's already turning. You're like, this is a great idea.
It's like 12%.
It's half. That's half to me.
I wish I could sound like Rocket. What is the best way to get long grass flock to stand up without any fancy tools?
Long grass. I didn't bring any long grass flock. Like you can pick up like grasses that are like this long.
Okay.
The strands are this long. I say this long. I'm putting it under the close cam here, but this long.
Skull?
If you want.
So you can. The best way I've done that is doing it in tufts, and sort of grab it out, bundle it together, sort of twist it around, and then trim off the bottom with a pair of scissors.
All right.
And then super glue that to the base.
Nice.
Mainly because the super glue will dry much faster than anything else. And then you can sort of bundle a few of those around. You can put some of the, if you've got similar colors, you can use things like the tufts, other various tufts, in around the bases. Sorry, in around the base of those longer pieces of grass. But yeah, there's lots of different ways that you can do that. But yeah, you can do that without a static flock applicator or anything like that.
Cool. Can I get the crackling medium? I'm gonna give it a go.
Okay, excellent.
Good old college try.
Yeah.
Nice.
24 hours with the Queen of Cackle. We have done a 24
That was
hour
Rick,
for
wasn't it?
Journey
Rick's
for
the
as a
queen of cackle.
I can be.
Look on your face was priceless.
Well,
just as you looked at Rick there.
Mini Painting says, yeah, we've got 2 spots left for the summer atelier. I don't know what that means. That's a word I'm unfamiliar with. A-T-E-L-I-E-R?
It's for the course he's doing.
Oh.
Yep.
He says the GTM crew is welcome to, for free, of course, if we'd like to take the course.
Nice.
Well, okay.
Nice.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay. One of the things that I forgot to mention on Tuesday when we were talking about sort of gluing sand to the base. So if we can just go to the close cam for a sec, I can point this out. When glued the sand to this base, one of the things I like to do, or one of the reasons I like to do it first, or if I'm using a sand texture, do it before I painted the model, is that I can let some of the sand sort of run up a little bit onto the model.
Okay.
Around the feet and around, in this case, tires on the bike. Because it looks like the foot or the wheel or whatever it happens to be is in the ground. It's sunk down a little bit.
Okay.
One of the things you can have happen with a base, a base that's pre-textured and painted like this, when you go and stick a model on top of it, because it has that sort of grainy texture, sometimes the foot can look like there's there's a tiny little sliver of light underneath the base. So using something like the weathering powders that we talked about can help fill that gap a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's why I like doing like this beforehand. If we're talking about a base like this, with like steel decking or some sort of other flat surface, it really doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because it's going to, the foot is going to sit flat against it.
Okay.
So, cool.
Nice. Any tips on getting effects in hard to reach areas on bases such as the WizKids minis?
Oh, sorry, on bases?
Yeah, so like, you know how the WizKids minis have their weird, like sometimes like rocky bases and you glue them onto the round base?
Okay.
So it gives you like that weird separation and not like a complete base.
All right, yeah, okay.
Or,
so ways to work it in.
Yeah.
Kind of work it in. Okay.
I wish I had one right here.
That would be handy.
There's some in my office on my like literally right in the door.
Leona.
She's
Would
not
you-
out there.
No.
She went to get a drink. She'll be right back.
Okay. So yeah, we
too
can
much
She went to
for
go get
her.
a drink, ladies and gentlemen. We have already driven her to drink.
Exactly. I thought there were beers in that fridge.
There
What?
might still be.
Of course there are.
Definitely not.
I drank them all.
There are.
Yep. Okay.
There she is. There's Leona.
What's the matter?
Would you like to pop into Rick's office and grab?
Right on the top of the hate box is a bunch of like Whiz Kids minis as well. Could you grab one or two of those, please?
I just love hearing the words hate box. Like you just have a box of legitimate hate. Just
Yeah.
You know, like a swear jar. It's kind of like that.
every
Very
time
similar.
you hate something, you go to the hate
You
box.
drop a penny in.
Yeah.
Okay. And now for this basing, it is kind of like watching paint dry.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leona. Okay, actually, yep. I didn't bring the sand. Boo. Okay,
How could you not
so if we're
bring the
talking about something like this on the base, where we've got that rock up around there, and then is that edge around it? Is that the
Right.
sort of thing you're talking about?
Yeah, so
okay.
you can make that base look more natural
Yep.
in regards to what it's on and everything.
So what I would do is I'm going to pop open my thing of green stuff. So this is one way to do it. You can get some putty. You could use green stuff. You could use epoxy sculpt. You could use Sculpey, Super Sculpey, any sort of kind of modeling clay that's either going to harden through a chemical process or air dry, that kind of thing. You don't want to be using anything that's going to require baking, obviously,
Okay.
because your plastic miniature will melt.
Oh, well,
Well, that's
ruined.
a bummer.
Yes, you don't want that to happen.
Pass me
Ruined.
the white.
I can't.
Ruined. Okay, so we've got that in there. So then you can just place that sort of down around the edge. And quick run with the sculpting tool around to kind of push it into that sort of the point underneath the base,
Right.
this section here, and create like a bevel around
Okay.
the edge. So you could do it like that. And once that's dry, you can come along and either just paint it as is and put some flock or tufts of grass, that kind of thing,
Okay.
over it. Or you could put some sand, glue some sand down to texture it, if you want a sandy texture.
Right.
Another option, which I don't have, I really wish I had the sand here, but I don't, is, I'll show it, trying to describe it here, is just run a thin bead of PVA glue
Okay.
or super glue along that edge where you got the join,
Right.
and then sprinkle on some fine sand, let that dry,
Mm-hmm.
and then basically put on another layer
Okay.
of glue, sprinkle on some sand. But basically what you're trying to do is erase that line so it doesn't look separated.
Unnatural.
Yeah, it doesn't look unnatural. It doesn't look separated from
Yeah.
there. So, yeah, if you got some super glue and quickly sort of ran it around the edge of all your bases, or around that line, sprinkled some sand on, let it all dry, come back, do it again. You can do it, then start to do it in patches to build up an irregular texture. That would be another way to do it.
Thanks.
It's really bad that I didn't bring my sand back in. Sorry about that.
It's all good. We used it on Tuesday.
So many things to think about.
Excited to see how that's going to pop out.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Oh, cool. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Dead bird.
Dead bird.
Dead things. Woo.
Should we show that under the close cam?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Proud of that death.
Okay. So yeah, under the over the
Deserty.
lighter of the two, is a bunch of stippling and dry brushing there, and a lovely avian skull there.
As you will always find those out in the desert.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I could have gone with like the antelope, but
No,
that seemed
the
a
avian's
little...
more appropriate.
Yep. It could be. Is it a kinku?
that would be funny.
Yes.
Is this is the last
a
resting
sad-
place of
Of a sad
Gretchen's
kinku.
kinku bard
Yep.
Oh, don't say that. No bird.
after a 24-hour gaming session?
Oh, it would only be about an hour.
Oh, really? Wow.
Noger's a beloved character.
Rick's got a lot of hate for the bards.
Oh, I like bards.
Okay, cool.
They can sing.
I would need like a little panpipe, like over. Well, what was it? No, it was a tambourine.
Tambourine.
I need a little tambourine.
You would distract them with your.
Let me get some green stuff.
Can you
I'm
make
gonna
a
start
tambourine?
sculpting a tambourine.
I tried to sculpt a little tiny tambourine. Let me tell you,
Yep.
that is difficult.
It
That
is tough.
So I've never thought that I had big stupid fingers before then, but at that point in time, I was like, why are my hands so big?
Why can't they do the
Like the
things?
rock biters from Neverending Story. Look at these hands.
Usually I have child hands, but today I have giant hands.
Excellent. I brought these in as well. Some of the Adelan Jackal
Nice.
Gene Steel Occult models. I'm going to turn them around the right way so you can see them. They look pretty cool. But the reason I brought these in is to show that you can also get different plasticard things. So it's like a card made of plastic
Okay.
from companies like Evergreen.
Okay.
Company. Plastruct is another one. They're used a lot for architectural models.
Okay.
You can get strips and sheets and rods and pipes and tubes and all sorts of stuff. And to add a little bit of extra interest and texture on the bases for these guys, I added some of those. So just a tube of, and I've probably gone and left them at home as well. Yeah, tube of plastic cards, sorry. And a little sort of L-shaped beam in there.
Looks like they're
And a little,
riding through the wreckage.
yeah. That there as well.
Yeah, pretty cool. Because we had mentioned that on Tuesday as well, that you could make like those grids
Yeah,
if the base didn't already have them.
yeah. You can add lots of sort of variety of texture to your bases depending on what you're trying to do. Obviously, this works really well for a sci-fi kind of setting, post-apocalyptic setting.
All right. What should I do with this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, minis. Cool. For this one?
Amazing. It's darker, so I feel like it's more fertile soil.
Yeah, definitely. So we're just going to have a look at this one. So while we're talking about minis, Gretchen's going to go to town on this one.
We're gonna make it beautiful.
Yep. I think possibly some of this one. And oh, where is it? There it is. I know there's not much left in there, but that's good. And
Yeah, absolutely.
yep. Go for it.
So Dave with Reaper Cthulhu statue and modified Bigby's hand miniature. Nice. Bigby's hand.
Yep.
His-
Gotta love Bigby's hand.
and his clenching fist.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, Bigby's clenching fist. Yes.
Very cool. Looks great. And I like the little glow on the Cthulhu statue as well.
Carl with wow. I don't know what that is, but it's cool. It's like a rock golem
Yep.
made out of like a fence. Or
It's made out of
graveyard.
it's a mausoleum kind of thing.
Oh.
Because look, the shield is a sort of angel.
Angel.
Hmm?
Might be Kingdom Death.
I don't. I know it's.
I don't know either. But I like the right hand is a cross.
Yep. The right hand is like a tombstone,
Yeah.
and the fence from a cemetery or a mausoleum kind of thing.
Carl,
The face is scary. Just wow.
yeah.
what is this? What is
What
this
is
and
this?
what is it from? I see you're in the chat, so if you could let us know, because I have ideas. I would throw this at a party.
Yep. That's great. Definitely cool. Oh,
Nighthaunts.
Nighthaunts.
David.
Okay, so yeah, I think these are.
I like those. That's a good color.
Yep. He's talking about, yeah. So if you check out the bases on those, so David uses has a mix, a pre-mix of different textures.
Okay.
And he just throws the, I guess, paints the base color on the base, paints glue on the base, and sprinkles that on top, and he's done.
Voila.
Nice.
Yeah, looks really cool.
Yep. And the minis look good too. Good job.
Yeah. Sebastian.
Christensen. These are Death Corps of Krieg.
Jesus.
Imperial Guard models from Forge World.
Okay. Those things are sick.
They are. I'll tell you about the background for them off camera.
Okay.
Because I know you'll enjoy it. But yeah, they look great. Coming along very well.
Michael Gonzalez with the MALIFAUX NEVERBORN family.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh.
The demons.
Yeah, the creepy demon babies with
Yeah.
Like
That
how
blue.
Wolverine claws.
saturated. Yeah, it's just super saturated.
Those freaking blues pop.
Yep, they look great. Something kind of crazy about it.
Shane, chosen axes from Shadespire.
Yeah, so this is one of the Shadespire warbands.
Nice. Those guys look ready to roll.
The Dwarden.
You need a hat like that.
I do not.
Yeah, you do.
No.
Yeah, you do.
It'll look great. I think
Yeah.
it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
It's like 2-3 foot high crest.
Yeah.
It'll be perfect. Yeah.
It shows your
That
serious business.
look great, Shane. Seth is working on tribes of SARRASSA.
spooky.
Yeah, the warrior from Hate.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, these are. I did not pull any of these out.
No, these look great though. I'm guessing so they're very zombie ghosty kind of
Yeah.
feel.
It looks like it would be one of those creatures that appeared to walk slow, but actually just kept catching up with you.
Oh yeah, like it was
Like-
all the, like it had a whole bunch of frames chopped out of the.
Like it would just be like, and you'd
Yep.
be like, I can outrun it, but you can't.
It's a zombie. I
That
can.
looks great.
Oh no.
Yeah. The armor looks really nice
Yeah.
in that as well. The rusted plates.
You did a
Great
good
work,
job.
Seth.
Steve.
These dual-wield male barbarian by Darksword.
Yeah. So
Cool.
I was flipping through these earlier today,
Yep.
and we stopped.
Yeah, stopped at this one.
At this one, because I was like, "What is this?" 'Cause it has a very Conan-esque,
Oh yeah. Definitely.
appeal to it. So good job, Steve.
I love that axe. That's my
Yeah.
favorite
It
axe.
just has such a
It's
good
super
sense
cool.
of motion too.
It does. Yeah, Darksword do brilliant minis. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh. Josh Powell. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is from
Excellent.
Carnivale by
Carnivale.
TT Combat.
Okay. It looks like a Sahalgan, which is a fish mer person from D&D.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a fish person kind of thing.
Yeah, it's from Carnivale.
Carnivale. Excellent. Yeah, that's it's a game set in like an alternate history Venice. So there's lots of jumping from rooftop to rooftop across canals and trying to drown people.
As you do in Venice.
Yeah, for sure.
So the Grave Golem from earlier was from Reaper's Bones 3.
Oh, okay, really good. Nice. Grave Golem. Great name. There we go.
Suicide Squad, the Knights Models miniatures.
Jason's done a great job on these.
Yeah, those are so good.
Beautiful.
I don't know if that's supposed to be Deadshot in the purple jacket on the right side, but if it is, that's a cool look.
Right. It is cool look. Yep.
You've got Captain Boomerang. You've got
Holly.
Diablo in the back.
Diablo.
is it Diablo in the back?
Yeah, the flames.
Obviously Harley Quinn, and then Killer Croc on the left frame, and the Enchantress, and then I don't recognize all the rest of those. They need to just be street thugs, but they look good.
Yep. Beautiful work there, Jason. Very nice.
Oh yeah, Rusty McQueen.
Rusty McQueen.
That's fantastic.
This one hit me on like 2 levels because I really enjoy playing Gaslands,
Right.
which is an awesome racing car combat game from Osprey Games. And my eldest daughter, Emily, was a huge fan of the Cars movie and Lightning McQueen. So
I love that Rusty McQueen.
Yep, it's awesome.
Yes, good job, Chris.
Yep, great work.
Hey, it's Rad.
Rad. Rad's been painting up his stuff from I think the Kill Team starter box.
Nice.
There's that terrain in the background, looks fantastic. And these are Adeptus Mechanicus Scutari.
Nice.
And I know, I'm not sure if Leona's put them in, but I think this morning he posted up some pictures of his Gene Stealer cult. So,
okay.
Yep, they look great. Very nice.
Very nice. Andrus.
Gox.
Is that an orc?
Actually, I think, yeah, it's a pair of goblins.
Oh, okay.
It's a goblin.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it a goblin? It's a goblin riding another goblin, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's my favorite kind.
And the goblin down the bottom is chasing after the squig that's strapped to
Nice.
that looks like a carrot strapped to the stick.
Perfect.
Yep. It's possibly it might be from the Gloomspite Gits release from GW.
Okay.
They just recently released a whole bunch of goblins. There's some fantastic ones that ride squigs, which are kind of like the moon bounce hoppers, not moon bounces, whatever they were called, the big rubber balls with the handles, and you bounced around them when you were a kid. So they look like that, but these ones have these awesome helmets like with a big nose and a huge chin coming
Almost like
out.
an apothecary helmet?
A little bit like that, but with an enormous chin as well. So it makes like a moon kind of shape on the face. That look great. Very nice.
Teddy with his, this looks like the Solar or one of the extraplanar creatures from the WizKids line.
All right. Looks great. I think I really like the use of the blue and the orange working well together.
Yeah. Those wings look so good too.
And the skin tone and the wings just work beautifully.
Blue, though.
Nice job. Great work, Teddy.
Female Torture from Reaper. That is really good.
Yep.
Yeah. Good job. Jesus,
Really
Brian.
nicely.
Dang.
That blade looks wicked.
It does. It's like, nah. But I could put this in a campaign. This character.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Might have met Gretchen's bard somewhere.
Yeah. Could have.
Nice.
Nice. Very good.
Good work, Brian.
All right. So that's all the miniatures for this week. If you want to get your miniature spotlit on our program.
Spotlit. That's a
Spotlighted. Spotted.
Put in the spotlight.
Put in the spotlight.
Have the spotlight shone on them. It's a little bit. There are more words involved, but probably more grammatically correct.
Well, we all know what we want to do with those. We want to highlight them.
Highlight them. We want to spotlight them.
Here on our show, go to the Painting Happy Little Minis group on Facebook and join up if you haven't already, and show us all the cool stuff you're painting. If you have any questions, the group is really good about answering them. And if you have any techniques that you use and want to share, please do so. We love all that.
Yep, definitely. Definitely. While I was rummaging through my box of goodies over here, I found a few more things that I figured we'd show. And definitely before we finished, I sent Leona a couple of extra photos that I pulled off Instagram today that show some...
What are you even doing on Instagram? What are you doing on Instagram?
Instagramming.
Instagramming.
Jeez. Get with the program.
Photos of my breakfast, my cats.
And Instagram.
I only have one cat, actually. But
So, do you want more?
no, we're good. Thanks. One is fine. But yeah, so we're going to have some, Leona and Caleb have some photos there that we'll show in a few minutes. But just some some wonderful examples of really great storytelling using basing.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyway.
We have those set now.
Yeah, we won't look at them just yet.
Okay.
In a minute. So I have this baggie, this Ziploc baggie.
Okay. With oregano.
No, not with oregano. This is actually a mix of flock, of the static flock and some little granulated particles in there, different lengths of static flock, that sort of thing. A client of mine has a gaming table that he commissioned from from a terrain builder.
Okay.
And he also gets a lot of his terrain made by that guy. And so that it all fits on the same table, the guy created a sort of a stack of basically flock mixers. So it's like, okay, whenever Dean wants another piece of terrain, he's got the flock ready to go.
Okay.
When I was painting up a whole bunch of models for Dean, I said, oh, can I get an idea of what you got in the flock,
right.
in your basing material? He actually sent me a couple of bags of material. So there's like the highlight, which is used for 10 to 15% coverage of terrain.
Oh, Jesus.
I want to make a table so bad.
So you should totally do that.
Fun fact, that's what I'm planning to do whenever we move, and I have to get a new dining room table because ours is like so-so. It's kind of, well, okay, so there's like bits taken out of the legs of it, and the top bit has like, you can tell that it's been through some wear and tear.
Right, yep.
Obviously, boyfriend got it, you know, when he was rocking that bachelor pad thing. But perfect opportunity to repurpose it for a gaming table.
Yep, that'd be excellent. Definitely
Exactly.
good. You should totally do
That's
that.
what that's about. So, you well,
definitely
fine,
do it.
you don't get to play on it then.
What?
Rude.
And one last piece of material that I'm going to show is these are getting harder and harder to find. It used to be that there are a couple of companies that made that sold these in big baggies, but these are birch seed husks, I think. But
Well, they're excellent, like ground coverage for.
yeah, they are, aren't they? They're perfect for leaves, fallen leaves. So it's great. So a lot of these have been dyed, so they'll be dyed in batches and then mixed through. But you can see the reds, the oranges. But yeah, these are perfect to sprinkle on to create like an autumn sort of coverage.
Or even like a thick foresty kind of vibe.
Yeah, yep.
Where the bottom chunks were.
Very definitely, very definitely. So if you can get a hold of this sort of stuff, that's always great to have this sort of hanging around in your basing.
It's like it wouldn't be too difficult to make that.
No.
You just got like creative. Like a good
Yeah.
day of thinking would be involved, definitely. Like there would be thoughts. But
Each of them is, you can see that the sort of the leaf shape there. You can get little punches, like paper punches.
yeah.
So if you can get a paper punch that's the right size, you could sit there and just punch a whole bunch of different types of paper to give you a similar result as well. So a little bit of extra work, if you can.
Interesting.
But yeah, I think these used to be sort of shipped around the world internationally, but I think that customs and quarantine and that sort of thing started to sort of get on top of it.
None of that.
None of that. No seeds being sent around the world.
What else?
So, what else?
Yeah.
Do you want to try some of those?
We can try some of that. We can make it look like a well-worn, kind of put some on the path edges where it looks like people have been walking back and forth.
Sounds good. So there we go.
I'm gonna...
Very cool. That'd be great. Okay, so now while Gretchen's working on that, we can have a quick look at these photos. What do we have first? Which photo do we have first, Caleb?
Apple.
You know? The apple. Okay, so seriously, Joshua Lai miniatures. That is absolutely correct. It's not Joshua. It's Joshua.
Joshua.
If you're on Instagram, go and throw him a follow. I think that's how the kids say it these days.
That's exactly how they say it.
It is
definitely.
fantastically.
Go throw him a follow.
Throw him a follow. But yeah, check out that base, Rick.
No, that's absolutely, like you said, tells a story. It's, you know, Snow White.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, which story?
The story is don't eat vegetables, fruits and vegetables.
Yep. They'll get you.
I wasn't aware that that
They will get you.
Only fruits and vegetables. Don't eat fruits and vegetables. Yep.
No,
But,
it's beautiful.
So that base is like a 25 mil round base. So you can see the depth of texture on it that he's been able to create. But it looks like a real sort of field
Yeah.
out there. It's absolutely beautiful stuff. So he's enjoying going through a lot of his recent posts. Has had a lot of these stories that he's telling on tiny bases. So the next photo, is the work in progress. And that skull is
one from the
Citadel Skulls box.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And
what is the little invisible man?
well, it's not invisible. It's just a very tiny print. So it might be, it's either a 3D print or it's from a like railroad modeling kind of thing. And those bones may actually be like chicken bones or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's the work in progress, and the finished piece is next.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And he put a penny next to it to let you know that it's real small.
It's really small. Yeah. So I guess this may be like a 32 millimeter base, but yeah, just what's on there? You've got a sort of sci-fi survivor soldier of some sort walking across a
They did it.
desert.
They really did.
I can't believe we blew it all up.
They blew it all up.
Damn dirty apes.
I love it.
But yeah, just simple stuff.
Yeah.
Small, but it's focused on that storytelling, which is a great thing that you can do with your basing.
Is there more? Because I want to see more.
I only brought these ones out. These are ones that that he showed recently.
All right.
But I didn't want to sort of show everything on the show.
Sure.
Go and throw them a follow on Instagram.
Right.
And if you aren't on Instagram yet,
Get popular. Get with it. Get with the
I'm
kids
an
these days.
Instagram model.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm on Insta.
So I'm working on one of the fun little 3D prints that we have. This one is not up on our webpage.
Which one is?
This one is. We have a little GTM badge that you can 3D print. And we're basically saying if you have a 3D printer and it's in your wheelhouse to have fun with it, go there, download the G code to print one of these out, paint it, have fun with it, and then put it up in the Painting Happy Little Minis group, because we'd love to see what you all come up with.
Yep.
Or
that. Post it on Instagram.
Or
with the hashtag.
Yeah.
All right.
Or tag at Game Trade Media.
I love using my Instagram.
That'd be good. We should
It's like a
definitely
photo
do that.
album.
Did Snow White not fit on the base? That's so good. That's funny.
Yep. But you knew who it was. Mainly because Rick told you, but
oh, dang it.
Spoiled the story.
Dang it. I'm the worst.
He is.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, those are all really, really cool bases. And now seeing what Gretchen's doing over here now, I'm also thinking we could just do some bases.
Bases forever?
Yeah, I want to do like a diorama. Like,
Wouldn't that be fun? I love that kind of.
And then where we could put some of the miniatures we do over time on it as well.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Like that whole table.
Oh my God. So one of my favorite ones I've ever seen, like as far as like taking a mod and making a cool diorama with a miniature, was Drew Carrington from 1 Inch Heroes did one where it was an orc and a space marine fighting on this like stair thing, and
staircase.
Like well, I don't know if it was that. If it may have been a dais, I don't know. It could have been anything. Could have. I don't know. Anyways, so the orc is getting hit so hard that one of its eyes is shooting out of its face.
Oh.
And I was just like, what? So, if you all have anything like that you've done and haven't posted a picture of that into the group either, I would love to see some of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Those mods.
Diorama, conversion.
Conversions and such, yeah.
Bulging eyeballs.
Yeah, anything like that, yes. Speaking of which, I think that would be something fun we should do at a later date. But when you did the Mandalorian, the Boba Fett, took the Boba Fett miniature from Star Wars Legion and modded it, converted it to a standing version of the Mandalorian from the new show coming out.
Yep.
That was super cool. I think it'd be kind of fun if we all did a mod together.
Okay.
Like you showed us how to mod a model into something different.
Okay.
You know, and we all give that a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. For sure.
That'd be fun.
Let's have a think about it. We'll work out something cool.
Yes. I'll see if I can grab some stuff this week.
Next week too. Want to do like footprints or something through there.
Right.
Yeah. Now I'm feeling it.
Yep. Definitely good.
Got such
Let's show this under the close cam.
Her talent is so good.
I can make dioramas. What do you think I chose for every art project ever in high school?
I don't know.
There we go.
It's a forest.
Yeah, I mean, you could almost tell a story with this. Imagine if you just had footprints and breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs.
What story would we be
Bird
telling?
crumbs.
Well,
That would be the story of how this skull got there.
no. Kenku crumbs.
Yep. Oh dear. Sorry. There we go.
That's super
Yeah.
cool. Not,
Nice job.
Jason, I wouldn't say next. Jason says, so conversions next? No, run, Forrest, run. But we will look into the idea of doing some conversions.
The
Yep.
path most traveled, the path less traveled.
That's traveled. Yes. Okay. I'm just going to have a quick look at this. It's still drying. It's
Yeah.
amazing. I put it on maybe a little bit too thick, but
It'll get there. It'll go.
it's actually coming up. It's not as crackling as I thought it was going to be.
Does it
But
feel a
it's-
little humid in here? Maybe there's more moisture in the air because this one didn't crackle at all.
Okay. Well,
Huh.
we'll have to come back and talk about that.
That's strange.
But yeah. So we'll show this again next week. I'll put a photo up once it's dried.
Because we got something cool for. I won't be here next week, but you will be,
I will be.
and
Yep.
we got something cool that you'll be painting next week.
Nice.
What was it? I showed you the box.
Well, I know what it is. Am I allowed to say it?
Say it.
SHADESPIRE! We're going to be painting some SHADESPIRE.
Yeah.
The new 40K boxed set.
It's exciting.
It is super cool.
Yeah.
It's got some wicked minis in it.
Yes.
So,
And
nice.
that'll be a lot of fun. So we're coming close to the end of our program. So if you want to put anything on the spinner that might be worthy. Oh, there is something there.
Yep. Wait. Oh! There we go.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm actually dying.
Great job. You killed Leona.
Okay.
There we go. So the basing, based on what Dave showed us on Tuesday, adding the skull pile and then taking the sand and putting on it and then adding the rest, painting it up and putting the stuff together. And there we have it.
I think you need a little bit more strawberry jam on those skulls there, my friend.
Yes.
I like the
Radaka.
skulls.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good job.
Good fun.
It's
Hooray,
anime
good
blood.
fun.
It's PG-13 blood.
It's PG-13 blood. That's right.
Yes.
I like Leona's suggestion, though, of trying to take some of that, the fiberglass rods and putting them in the red and then putting down to make them look like
right.
guts.
Okay, yeah.
That would look cool,
That'd be
but
cool.
that wouldn't be PG, and we got to keep it kind of PG here. So.
That's
of
the
course.
excuse for everything.
The blood can't be graphic. It just needs to be
Yeah.
cartoony.
Cartoony.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, right here.
All right, so go to your friendly local game store and become a part of that community there. They
Yep.
usually have painting events, so
Yep, a lot of them do.
And if they have modeling going on, become a part of that as well. Join up and teach your skills and maybe learn some new ones at your friendly local game store.
Exactly.
Join our Facebook group at one last time. We'll shout that out, Painting Happy Little Minis. You can go over there and show us all the cool works that you're doing, ask all the questions, and get all the answers. Well,
Some of the answers.
Some of the answers. Never any from me.
You'll get answers, whether or not they're to your questions. I don't know.
Right,
And
that's
if
true.
you're curious about any programs that are popping up in your Netflix kind of
I haven't talked about Netflix
suggested
today.
things, you can also ask Rick about those
Rude.
on that group.
Thanks for covering for me there, Dave.
No worries, dude.
I didn't talk about that or maple syrup today.
Yep.
I'm
Thought I'd,
You're slacking.
yeah, I am the worst. Next week, I'll be at GAMA, the big trade show for the board game industry, talking to a bunch of different vendors, so keep an eye out for some of those interviews.
Yep.
And also on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific, which is 11 p.m. Eastern.
11 p.m. Eastern, when
We'll be
everybody
do-
should be asleep.
Don't be asleep. You need to be awake because we're going to be doing a
Really, you
live
really think
stream
you're gonna be asleep.
Pathfinder 2nd Edition game
Oh, wow.
from GAMA.
Fantastic.
With Jason Bowman, who is basically the lead designer
Wow.
for
Excellent.
Pathfinder 2nd Edition and 1st Edition. Eric Mona will probably be there as well, the editor-in-chief, president of Paizo,
Fantastic.
to ask questions. to him.
to answer questions.
To answer the questions. So
Yep.
yeah, you can do that.
Awesome.
So make sure you guys tune in for all that fun stuff. We'll be putting up some alerts and everything. So that's
all
gonna
going to be
a lot
on
of
the Game Trade Media Facebook page?
fun. Facebook and YouTube.
Excellent.
Right.
So check all that stuff out. And if you're at GaryCon this weekend, have fun. If you're not, keep an eye out for all the cool stuff on the D&D page there. And good job to Critical Role for, I'm thinking by the time this ends, they probably hit $7 million on their animated series Kickstarter.
Oh, wow, awesome. Animated series?
Roll.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, I'm Rick,
I'm Dave.
And I'm Gretchen.
and we'll see you at the game store.
Thanks for watching Painting Happy Little Minis. If you liked it, leave a like and a comment below, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new content.